Yeah, so this morning I had an angel reading with Jane Sullivan from The Angels Within, and I was obviously a little bit nervous and a bit anxious and stuff because I didn't quite know what was going to come out, because you do hear different things, but overall it's probably, I would say really definitely, it's left me with a sense of peace, which is what I was really needing, and also permission to hope.
I've just done a reading for Cemanthe, and it was a lovely time, you know, to share and to get in touch with Cemanthe on a soul level, really, because I felt her soul was crying out for reassurance today, and I really felt that we achieved that reassurance. Straight away I tuned into her emotions, because I work on a feeling level. Although I see a lot, I actually work on a feeling level, and I felt a lot of tension within her heart, and linked in straight away with her recent life, you know, and how things have turned out for her, which has been rather disappointing.
Things are kind of, I think it's more a case of not that things are going to work out, but the things that I'm planning now are going to work out. Because I think you can tell someone that something's going to happen, but if they're not putting it into action already, then it's kind of like, well, how am I going to do that? And people are looking for answers, they want to know how to do something, but I'm already doing things, so it's quite nice to know that those things are going to come, you know, to fruition. It's quite nice to know that there's a knight in shining armor on the horizon. August next year, August this year, something nice is going to happen, and then next year, someone will come along, which is quite great. And I think we've decided as well, I'm off the dating sites. My mom keeps saying, go off the dating sites because they're not doing you any good. But with the guidance that I got from Jane this morning, there's a definite strong feeling there that I shouldn't be on them because they are draining me of energy. And to be honest, they are, basically.
For her, she's going through a lesson in personal growth at the moment, where she's got to love herself and to believe in herself a lot more. She's searching for things, and I said to her that she doesn't need to search any longer, because everything she wants is actually around the corner, and we could actually see things coming in over the next year that is going to change her life and give her more solid, you know, more strength, more a feeling of being settled is what she needs.
I had a really strong sense of really being in tune with who I am. Jane came up with the name Maggie or Margaret from a grandmother on the spiritual plane, which floored me because my grandmother's name was Marjorie, which is close enough to really stand out. And it's ironic because last night I was watching The Sixth Sense, the movie, and I was wondering if my grandmother is with me at all. So that was really, really useful, you know, to know that she is.
And put her in touch with her grandma as well, who came through today in the reading from the spirit world, to let her know that her grandma was walking with her, and that she didn't realise how strong that was. And I said, yes, she's definitely with you. I give her the ailment, you know, the condition that her grandmother went over to spirit with, which was lovely. Because when we give insight, we need to confirm, not just by name, but also by, you know, the condition that they pass with, just to link in more strongly, to make sure Cemanthe knows this is her grandmother. You know, it's not just any old lady in spirit. And that came through and touched her deeply today, which was really, really nice. And that's what I'm here for. You know, I put people in touch with their loved ones from the spirit world. I give them insight into the future. I let them know that things are going to turn around again, and there is real hope and, you know, inspiration to be had.
Jane also came up with a couple of other names, Neil and Nigel, which Nigel kind of does make sense, but not in a future context, so I'd like to kind of see what happens around that. But incredibly came up with the name Barry from a mentoring perspective, and I kind of, sometimes you come at this with a bit of cynicism, so you think people are just going to throw out names and kind of guess what happens. But I let Jane talk it through, and she said a lot of things like, he's going to stand strong with you, help you build your business, in a sort of, and she said, I'm getting a mentoring perspective. And then I thought, all right, now I can, and I said, Barry is my mentor, is the name of my mentor, and he is very much pushing me to grow my business. He keeps throwing projects at me and saying, let's do this, why don't you do that? And he keeps supporting me and saying that I'm really good in what I do. And that's exactly all the things that Jane said. So that was kind of like, wow, I need to phone Barry and say, right, dude, when are we working together again? So it was, yeah, overall very moving, I think is the right thing to say. And I would definitely recommend it.